The shipping industry also chipping in during Singapore's COVID-19 fight. It made sure ship crew took what's called a bubble-wrapped journey from shore to airport, and that was to minimize the contact with local communities. Singapore helped more than 350,000 seafarers go through crew changes during the pandemic, among the few countries that actually did so. Now, we have with us Caroline Yang, president of the Singapore Shipping Association, who got the Public Service Star Award. Congratulations, Caroline, on the award. I wanted to first ask, why was it so critical to have those measures in place to allow the crew to transit through Singapore?
Hi, Jill. So just a brief introduction of Maritime Singapore. Singapore is the leading maritime center of the world. It is the largest bunkering port in the world. It is the busiest transshipment port in the world. It is a key container port of the world. At any one time, even pre-pandemic, even at pandemic times, we have 1,000 ships within our port waters. And because of that, Singapore is therefore a main center for the crew to sign on and off when the ships arrive in Singapore. So during the pandemic, which was a sustained period, and there were strict border controls, and the crew were not able to sign off at any port at any time. And that would mean that the crew would stay on board exceeding their contract periods, and some of them, many hundreds of thousands of them, for more than 12 months on board the ship. The ship became effectively a floating prison for them. Also for the crew who are stuck in their home countries, whose livelihood depends on them working on the ships, could not go on board the ships. So this situation was not only inhumane, it also affected the safety of the ships. The safety of the ships is also compromised because of the fatigue of the crew. So SSA, together with the two unions, Singapore Maritime Officers Union, SMOU, SOS, Singapore Organisation of Seamen, we regularly engage with MPA to find solutions. And if we cannot find solutions, how do we find mitigating measures? There were many discussions.
And one of those solutions was to bubble wrap their journey from ship to the airport, I believe. I assume that so that they could fly home. I'm just wondering, take us through how difficult that must have been, that journey itself.
So we had to come up with a very watertight crew change protocol. And when we talk about bubble wrap, it starts from when they are at home in their home countries. So between 7 to 14 days before they come and join the ship, before they take the flight, we would require them to stay to do a SHN. It can be at home if we are confident of their countries and how they do it in their home. If not, we would expect them to stay in a accredited crew safe facility where they stay for 7 to 14 days, and they have to do the PCR test before they take the flight. And after they take the flight, when they arrive in Singapore, there is a compulsory meet and greet, and it is with very dedicated personnel. And we put them in a very dedicated transport with a ship agent, and we bring them to the pier. And they are not allowed to leave the van until the launch boat comes along. And all these are dedicated, all these are specified. And then they go to the ship, and then they go on board the ship. And we do that reverse way with signing off. And we bring them back to the airport, and we see them off home.
Yeah. You talked about one of the benefits of this was clearly their health, their mental well-being on the ships. But what was the Singapore Shipping Association's, the fact that you helped some 350,000 crew members, how significant was that to the international shipping landscape when, it was a time when most were closing their borders?
Yeah, I think we showed the world that we take the role of an international leading maritime center very seriously, that our ports will not only remain open 24/7, that we will facilitate crew change safely and securely. We will provide vaccinations when we can. So we showed the international companies that set up their operations and their regional offices here that we face our problems head on, and we will find the solutions that will work for the industry, for the government and the unions. In fact, a UN organization statement actually said that the COVID-19 pandemic actually left 400,000 seafarers stranded at sea. So Singapore, facilitating 350,000 crew changes, we have contributed significantly to international shipping, global trade, and enabled key workers, our seafarers, to keep the global supply chains moving.
Caroline, you certainly turned the pandemic into an opportunity, and we want once more to congratulate you on your award. I've been speaking with Caroline Young, President of the Singapore Shipping Association.